Welcome back to Seasoned Women, Serious Business, and you know we are wise enough to want more. If you are new to the podcast and you have not listened to our launch episodes, let me take a moment and recap those for you. In the beginning, we talked about more wisdom, more life, and how celebrating our own experience is an invitation for further growth. We are not done yet, and we have not even begun to reach our full potential. Being a seasoned woman with a serious business is simply a launching pad to whatever else you want more of in your life. And I talk about that in episode 107. Next, we talked about more than just a business and how, as a seasoned woman with a serious business, there is so much more above the bottom line in our lives, so much living that we are doing and still creating a vision for that going forward. The most recent episode is titled More Than Your Business Card, because that's a reminder to all of us that we can lead, thrive, and love every stage of our life. And oh my goodness, we have such a foundation on which to do, which is what brings me to today's episode topic, and that is the power of experience and why I believe that women of a certain age excel as entrepreneurs and leaders, not only in business, but in every aspect of our lives. It is true that sometimes we forget just how fucking awesome we are. I'm here to remind us that we are not at the end of a season. In fact, this is the beginning every single day of exciting new possibilities for us as women, as entrepreneurs, as women with lots of seasons and experience behind us to create whatever it is that we want more of in our future. So why am I so certain that we, as women of a certain age, are in the best damn place that we could be to be the leaders, the role models, the entrepreneurs, the creators of everything, and the mentors and teachers of others? It's very simple. It begins at the beginning. No matter how many seasons or years, if you think about the cumulative lifetime value of everything that you know, have learned, even the things that you want to forget, the hands-on experience, the mistakes and the growth that came from those, if you add this all together, it's an incredibly rich vault. And every day, we are adding more richness to our vault. At the end of every single day in our lives now, with the exposure to what we're learning, what we are learning to do, who we learn from, who we associate with, the choices that we choose not to go forward with, those are added to our vault. And with the power, the magnification of compound value that we have generated in our own lives, holy frig, gals. No wonder we're a national treasure. Seriously, the thing is that some days we forget. I forget. And that's part of the value of this podcast, is to remind ourselves and each other we are not diminishing. We are not shrinking. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily that you want to go out and build 10 new businesses or 10 times your existing business. But high five to you if you want to. So here we sit with that vault. And if we don't open up and cash in on some of that lifetime experience and share the wealth with others that we can empower, it's a waste. It's a wasted treasure. Yes, I am passionate about this. It needs to be shouted from the rooftops that women of a certain age are extraordinary treasures, and tapping into that will contribute to success for others. We are not has-beens. We are not done. We are building on an incredibly strong foundation that we have over our lifetime constructed. By tapping into our own vault, it gives us this incredibly confident place to stand to create a vision for our future based on the priorities that we have become clearer about as time has gone by. By tapping into our vault first, by leveraging what we have accumulated over our lifetime, we're in a fabulous position now not to have to listen to outside voices and influences, but to stop and look in our own vault, because we've had a lot of practice of testing and trying things that we wanted to do and deciding if really it was as great a deal as we thought it was going to be. And over that time, if we listen to ourselves and we reflect on, the rear view mirror of our journey as a business person, as an entrepreneur, and as a woman at the same time, then we got clearer and clearer over the seasons about what we liked, what we didn't like, and what we wanted more of. The other thing that I think is so fabulous for us is that we also have what I like to call the trampoline. We have our own personal trampoline of resilience, because over our lifetime, stuff has happened, shit has happened. Some stuff that turned out better than we thought it would, and some things that were completely opposite to our desired outcome or expectation. But here we are. We are still standing. So resilience, we've built that muscle over the seasons of our life. And especially if you're a woman entrepreneur, a business owner, a leader in any capacity, you know that resilience, being able to bounce back up after someone or some event knocked you down. Resilience is one of our superpowers. And resilience has a best friend. That best friend is called adaptability. You might want to salt a little bit of sense of humor in there as well, because come on, we know you sometimes just have to laugh at the folly of something that you've done or something that someone else has done and move on. But it's the adaptability, the ability to know when to let go of the idea or the ideal that is no longer serving you. When we hit a wall, when we come up against that immovable object, it's wise to slow down for a moment and reflect, when have we encountered something like this in our prior seasons? And how did we go over it, under it, around it with grace and humor? Another advantage that we have as seasoned women, and is part of our secret power of why we excel as entrepreneurs and leaders at our age, is the accumulated value of our relationships and our networks. Throughout our lifetime, we have either purposely curated and collected the people that would give us the most positive influence and education and cheerleading support that we could, or those people came into our lives and they found enough value in who we were and what we could do for them that they stayed. The value of our relationships is not one to be underestimated. In fact, that needs a whole section in your lifetime vault. And it's true. Some relationships come and go. Not all BFFs are forever. and that we grow at different times with our relationships. So it's understandable, like the seasons, that they will change, but never discount how much they have added to your own richness. The other thing that I believe that we have accumulated and expanded on in our lifetime is empathy. As an entrepreneur, as a woman of the world, as a woman in your own community, if you haven't learned empathy and appreciation for the diversity of others in the world, then you probably have not succeeded in being the best person that you could be and making the greatest contribution that you can. Even the contrast between what someone else thinks and what you think about a subject creates much more clarity and creates a depth of color in our own experience. And because, of course, we are serious about business, I can't help but use some references here that pertain to our business vocabulary, and that's strategic visioning and long-term planning. What I love about being this age is that surprisingly, my vision has gotten longer term than when I was younger. I think it was that need to do everything for everybody, or at least my belief in that, and to be always hustling and moving and trying to please everybody and accommodate everyone else, while shouldering the responsibilities that I had taken on for myself. I didn't always think too much farther out in front of me. Oh, yes, I had the strategic business plans with the 1 year, the 3 year, the 5 year visioning. But now I'm looking at my life through a much longer term lens. It's like a telescope into infinite possibilities. And I can only do that now, I believe, because in this seasoned part of my life, I've been able to dial it in. What's really important to me? What are my priorities? And that has enabled me to really open up my aperture on what I want more of in my life. And it's having that vision and also having the patience that I've had to learn over these seasons in my life, have the patience to know that it will unfold in the right time, and that I can be so involved in the moment, be present in my life, creating the memories, living the legacy. I don't have to wait till that final moment, the grand finale, to say, oh, she was such a good person. She lived a good life. Instead, I am now looking at it from the perspective. My vision for life is to live my legacy while I'm here, to experience it and to influence it. And just like in business, to measure my progress towards that goal and make the adjustments along the way to make sure that I get there. And I know you're like me. You probably also notice that you keep making that vision bigger, which is so fabulous. That's why seasoned women really excel at being entrepreneurs and leaders, because we have the confidence, the experience, the perspective of having lived through a lot, and now are in a position to create a new version of who we want to be, which leads me to another aspect of legacy. And for me, that is mentorship. We're at the front. We are leading as seasoned women. We're creating our own playbook as we go, because life is different. The world is different than it ever was before, and we are different than we have ever been before because of the seasons we have lived. I wish that I had more women to look up to and give me a hand up at my earlier stages of life. And so now I want to fulfill that role for others. I want to be able to reach back and give a hand up to other women as they grow. That's one of the best parts of our legacy as seasoned women is we're here. We have that capacity. We have that vault to share with others. If you agree with me, because what we have already done in our lives, what we have learned, and especially what we have learned not to do to bring us to this place today of establishing what's our priority, what we want more of in life, because we have learned through time what things really don't matter and who doesn't matter anymore, that this makes us the best possible teachers and mentors. Then I ask you, why keep that a secret? Why keep that hidden in your vault? Who could you mentor? Who could you help build their success ladder by sharing more of what you have and who you are? I know I'm going to appreciate you for that. And I know there are so many others who will do so also. And just keep on sharing and keep on building on that. Let's create that wave of seasoned women sharing wisdom around the world. Hey, you can even start by sharing this podcast. And until next week, I hope you are having a great time thinking about what you want more of in your life.